the man manage his stress?
Managing stress as a husband. Adia bakwa me pese the whole world etiasi and it's like I said about the women. Everybody goes through a type of stress.
Right.
A type of stress. So Emma, they have their stress they go through. Men also, we have our stress we go through. Every stress is stress.
Sure.
But a lot of men go through stress so much that because most often it is not seen and we don't express. It's an inner stress. And because of that, a lot of men die early than women. When we say a member, the highest stress of our lives has to do with our finances. Once a man is not financially sound, he feels like he's not a man enough for a family, for society, for community. In fact, once financially you are not even sound, pressure comes to you from all sources. O family, o now for oba waden wan na obe waden wo. Wa kra yen ka yen chire about you know say the expectation from oba family is very high.
Right.
And the fact that that you sit and even think just like, hey, expectation is high. A lot of people expect a lot from me. It's already stressful.
Okay.
But what am I saying? The fact that you are broke, you don't have what it takes to do what you want to do. Already, it is stressful. Just the thinking of it is a mini.
The thought of it.
The thought of it is a mini. Kaminyaya is stressful. We have different types of stress when it comes to men. So I said we have the physical stress, we have the psychological stress, we have the psychosocial stress, and then we have the psychospiritual stress. So you see what men go through. Kakra used to tell you that it is not. I'm coming.
Let's just say, man, any types of stress.
No more. But what a man carries is a whole generation.
Samaba.
Men produces generation, not women.
No two ways about it.
Come on, let's understand that. Men, right from the Bible age until today, the generation yet unborn is in a man, not in a woman.
Okay.
But it is from a woman. Please, what must I say? So one of the causes of stress, I wrote here, I said financial obligations. Okay. You know, when it comes to the financial obligations, we are talking about the inability to pay bills. Alone is stressful.
Okay.
Yeah? And he knows so well that he's the one to pay bills, but the man cannot pay. That inability gives the man stress.
Okay.
That is why a lot of men are full of anger. We are not saying that it is good. They are full of anger because some of them feel like we are failing. We are disappointing not just our generation, but my family.
Okay.
So they feel, once they feel belittle of themselves, they think that the only way to defend their ego is anger. And they are quick to anger, not because that is how they are. It is because they feel like once you are failing, you need to defend your cause.
Okay. Okay.
Your inability to pay bills in Kwano is stressful. So I'm still talking about financial obligations, and I'm going to talk about how to manage it. Okay. But I'm trying to talk about some of the causes in any way. Financial obligation. So your inability to pay bills, long-term unemployment. Sebe matifi na onye adwuma nye. Ana wonye adwuma na so na ketuyesa. It says a lot to a man. It kills his ego, his pride. It kills him. It lowers his authority as a man. And that one alone, so what if you be 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, you don't know your it's stressful for a man. So the man may not voice out to the wife, may not tell that is why a lot of men die early by pressure, and some of them can even commit suicide. Because they don't feel like telling anybody. They think that one day we shall overcome. But when it is eating them too much, because they are men, and in Africa, so just the fact that the man is not employed is stressful. And then still coming to the financial obligations, increasing of debt. Eti be ma bre na stress kano and oye stressful sister who is anye de nka ho. And I am telling you that a lot of women are problematic to their husbands in our generation because they think that oh yes here me na be jalen kwala no. Me na be see some ho. Me na be tuom niama. Do you know how a man goes to bring money to pay bills and rent for 2 years? There's stress involved. And that is why a lot of men don't even feel and have the urge to have sex. Because financially, once they are broke, their sexual libido, passion, drive, affect, it dies.
Wow.
I'm telling you. Every man watching me will tell you that when a man is broke and a man doesn't have money, it takes a lot for him to get his confidence back and say, I can have good sex with my wife.
I see.
I just said, Bema, only conscience. Now the conscience is and I hear Bema, Bobu and say, no, I don't care. Me, I've come. But Bema, the conscience here, you might when say, I am commanded to be a provider. I am commanded to provide. I am commanded to. And there's this expectation towards me. That man cannot even have sexual urge when they feel like they are failing.
I see.
I'm telling you. So when a man cannot provide, cannot pay bills, does not feel comfortable because he's not employed, and outside the car, then go for friend, and go for befie, a friend here, who couldn't the car. If you rabaya a cadao, at the abodinason, Jack Sukuchi bim, or by his kakra one of the Henkwalai, because Beman out of form, it is so stressful. Now, T, another thing that causes men a lot of stress. That brings them down the most is when they lose their job. I'm not talking about unemployment, they lose their job. When I'm working before to provide, suddenly I lose my job and now I can't provide. It kills them.
Okay.
A man can decide to avoid the family because of loss of job or job loss. Because nakuku drasa. At a point, a man cannot control the family well because he feels like he's losing his authority because of secretly ho.
Bema
bottom any ni gidie ni na hoden.
Ne bottom
the bottom na money that confidence.
Ne bottom sika na
yeah.
Stress.
I'm telling you, anything that affects a man's finances, it makes him feel like I'm reduced.
Na senti no fa ne seso boafo. Nti adenti na
seso boafo can never be like a man. I'm telling you, obeya kopim da ben. There is something about God in his creation. He has made man in such a way that man feels good when they are providing.
Right.
Or men will feel good when we are providing. So when a man cannot provide, he feels bad. I just a man the true thing no you redeeming. Almost someone also. But when a man is able to provide, he feels like I am a man. Yeah. In fact, I'm a full man. I am the husband. I can provide. I have. My wife respects me because I am a man. It is sabi that she bema obana no contract crown say what say na no atram because now I'm broke. I don't have anything to offer. Tina no to me no. Another thing that brings a lot of stress to men are relationship issues.
Oh,
I'm telling you, watching Obane Harding, Wawade, Obane Harding, or somebody who nags, somebody who complains, anything she will talk about it. She doesn't even have that kind of heart to accommodate few things and say, I'm quiet. The right time I will talk. No, about it, Bema, Yampesa. That's why a lot of men can go to work and decide not to come home, or come the next day, or come late. Relationship issues. Now I'm going to jump straight and then let every man understand, and women listen to this, that when a man is stressed too much, the man can have heart disease.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about how to handle it, but I'm trying to let the men understand that when you're too stressful, now if you don't do anything about it, it's so dangerous that you can attract heart problems, heart diseases because of stress. Number 2, high blood pressure. Bema. Number 3, cancer.
And then a stress more be cancer.
Stress eats your brain. It eats your strength. And stress can make you weak. Fatigue. Stress. That is why stress. Ebeka stress into that. Diet. Now that will be okay. Die enough now be okay. Did well will be okay. Exercise will be okay. Drink more water. Add it here. Because once you are stressful, it affects the brain. How you think. Nobody can be stressful and think right. And men, our mind runs faster when we are looking for money.
Okay.
So cancer, diabetes, migraines, Etiare, Bemati, half, Ayania, Bemati, half, Ayania, Bemati, half, Ayania. Then the near say, how do you manage some of these things? Number one, sell yourself to yourself.
Hey. Managing stress.
I'm telling you, managing stress. No, sell yourself to yourself. Sell yourself to yourself. In other words, sir, regardless of the stress you are going through, don't forget yourself. That if you are to die, you are leaving the whole family behind. Who is going to raise them? Sell yourself to yourself. Then I am saying that don't forget that a lot of people are relying on you as a father. Sell yourself to yourself. Do everything in your capacity to fight life to make sure you stand. Sell yourself to yourself.
So you are buying yourself from yourself?
You are buying yourself from yourself to make sure that you don't lose your joy and your happiness. Anything I can do to stand as a man, do it. Because if you are to lose hope, a whole generation has lost it. So if you want to manage stress as a husband, the first thing you need to do, sell yourself to yourself. Sit, look straight into the mirror and say to yourself, I am not ready to lose hope. I'm not ready to give up on my confidence. Because in Kuala Lumpur, I can't give up. Sometimes stress and it shows it tells you that give up. Also, nothing is coming out. Why don't you give up? You are not the man enough. You are not worth it. Especially when the lady comes home and compare you to other people. Or yourself, you go to town, you see men and they are making it and you come home with nothing. It drains your brain. And a lot of thoughts will start running through your mind. Where the 40? Where the 45? Oh, yeah, 50. I got 5 years now about Kokorao. I got 2 years. Where the 25? Look at other young men who are around 22. And look at the way they are making it. Now, they are saying, Kuhu, Sijiskadru, Kuobije, Kuya, Bokrono. You see that thought? Stress is what happens to you that makes you think like that. Because you think like, I've invested too much strength, but the result is very little.
It's very little.
Don't forget to sell yourself to yourself. Look at yourself and say, I will not let stress buy me. I'm going to stand and fight to make sure I become who I'm destined to become. A lot of men watching me, they've given up on themselves. Because why I am far. And that is why in our generation today, a lot of women are the men and the men are the women. Maybe to bathroom, a jalen qualano, at your no. Is it a good thing? Yes. Oh yeah, you know original responsibility. Baby said that yeah, not because I am the responsibility. Because if you are here, authority to na be do obano, tell say be man the brain once, this one your oba, na oba ya be ma. The we ni mo, me be sure there because a year no mo tia wo. And you don't be boom because now they are on the winning side and the man has lost his job. There's nothing to boost off. So every man under stress, if you want to manage it, sell yourself to yourself. Number 2, accept what you can't change and know that once I can't change it, I need to remain who I am for now. Everything happening around every man, you need to understand that it is temporary. It will not be permanent. You will not be like this the rest of your life. And remember that you were not like who you are today. But something happened, situations, things happen. And then suddenly you became who you are. Also remember that life can be better tomorrow. And what you can't change today, a human above. Sikasem na conform. I said that my but the right time is going to come when I can lift up myself. A lot of men are stressed, not because of anything. They are stressing their own selves. The reason is that they are trying to do everything to prove somebody wrong. But what
see, your friend is self-created stress.
Thank you. They are trying to do everything possible. This one has to do with the emotions. The stress, psychological emotion, stress, emotion. You want to do everything to prove somebody wrong. Not just your wife, but everybody, your wife's family, everybody, for them to know. And the men be not the prison because they are not why. And so, please, every man under stress, if you want to manage your stress as a husband, please accept that there are some things you can't change. And can I say this? Don't even allow your wife to talk you out of life simply because of the now, the situation today. So baby, one and no share them what they were ni kwatofom. Obi na no ade obeka kire it will compel you for you to move out and do anything. to bring money home. And yeah, man, you know what? Come when you come say, regardless of what time no ye adwuma no hweying, no boying, and that's what of my miss me be a to boss here and change one nothing. Because I be pija. So if you want to manage stress as a husband, please accept what you can change. The next thing we can look at, set realistic goals and expectations. Set realistic goals and expectations.
Okay.
But maybe one of this one who also change a whole thing. So it stress you. For example, when you skaka krawakota say, kabet me 3-bedroom chinchina, what do so who switching with 670, which is 7-bedroom flat. Can't you see you stressing yourself?
Now, who can also see any swadi vision to ensure say one more mobile say why so no amayati say a good man is a man who leaves inheritance for his children.
3-bedroom a day. Inheritance. Now you need to understand that to fulfill dreams, you fulfill dreams by your capacity.
Right.
And not by your endurance. So a lot of men, Yankasa, we activate the stress for ourselves.
For ourselves.
Because we feel like we are trying to prove our wife or somebody wrong. If you want to manage stress as a husband, strive for excellence and not perfection.
Okay.
If you want to manage stress as a husband, strive for excellence and not perfection. But you need to understand that anye bia baby a wedu no wabobra ni bi. Baby a wedu no why ade. Baby a wedu no nyu bia na do. To do see the problem with us is that we don't appreciate little efforts. Live a day at a time and allow tomorrow to speak for itself. You tell your wife and say, "Wefu ye kese, mefu ye kese nkwala 6, nkwala 2, nkwala 3 zemenya dey. Mefu na enimi tumi anwohwe. Koda ko fa de onwo ya de fu ye flat." Meanwhile, the husband is trying to tell you that take care of yourself. I love you. I want you to manage yourself well. So that I will keep loving you. But your love does not come by prayer. So when your husband is looking at the physical body and he's trying to encourage you to tell you that do exercise, he's not trying to tell you are ugly. He's trying to tell you that this is a romantic husband.
Okay.
This is a good husband. But baby, after that, what can say? What will maybe on the flat?
Body shaming. Naturally, say who body shaming.
Anna, who get an hour Saturday chimpra was I with him. So I got your girls be I don't know if you can mystery. Almost so one moment since now that or so can be what him saying no. So if you want to manage your stress as a husband, communicate well with your spouse and be careful who you marry as a woman. Because women can create a lot of stress than even financial stress. you know, look for a good wife that can calm you down. When you are stressed, you are confused, you are down. So the last one I wrote, I said, if you feel nervous or you feel anxious, talk to your spouse, your partner, or someone that can be trusted like a friend. So that you can get out of your troubles or you can get troubles out of your mind. Yeah, and the why you're too stressed and you might be bodawa. Please talk to your spouse, but make sure that your spouse understand your communication well. And every woman, please listen. And I end here. Please, when your husband is under stress, don't be nagging him, don't be complaining to him, and don't be shouting. Don't be talking too much because already the man is stressed, and the only thing the man needs is encouragement. Somebody who can stand and say, "My husband, it shall be well. My husband, you are doing well. My husband, you are handsome. You will make it in life. The Lord is your helper. Do not be afraid. For the Lord is on your side." So please, women, if you want us to manage our stress so that you too, you will enjoy the marriage and be happy, encourage us and don't trouble us. Thank you.